Hi, everyone. Welcome back to She Blurs Podcast. Today's guest is Robert Alexander. Hi, Robert.
Hi, how's it going, Brooke?
Good. Thank you for coming on my show today.
Oh my gosh, thanks for having me. What an honor.
So, can you tell the listeners a little bit about yourself?
Oh wow, okay. I know only have so much time. I have two different businesses and a music project. So the conventional business I have is a content creation business where I work with graphic design and sound design and other unique things. I have a music project. That's how our mutual friend Aaliyah introduced us. I have music that's signed to a couple labels, one domestically in the United States and also one in Chile. And I pretty much have music that's more like down-tempo ambient, definitely cinematic. There's some really cool things going on that way. However, I have another business where I'm working with music and I'm working with the power of where one is at right now, where I'm creating personalized pieces of music and helping my clients find healing away from the work that I do with them. And it's more healing work. And it's a very unique way where I'm working with people. So yeah, there's so much to uncover, and I'm really excited to connect with each of you if that feels right for you. And hopefully we'll be able to dive a little bit deeper in this interview.
Nice. So, I do have a question outside of the question I was going to ask you. So, do you work with like people who have like depression and anxiety? Like, I suffer from depression really bad. So, do you like create different sounds to help people that have those type of like problems, issues?
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're in good hands. Now, this is the thing too, and if you have any questions about like that process too, I'm more than happy to talk to you or any of the listeners that are interested in that. And most of everything I do up to a certain point, it basically is customized. It's tailored directly toward the person. So it's not like, well, here, just download this or download that. I even just released a chakra collection, which was actually made for me, and that's a whole other story as well. But to answer your questions, yeah, I work with those that have PTSD, anxiety, insomnia. My biggest intention is to help you get to a place where you're feeling the way that you want to, and it's not some sort of blanket answer. I really get to get a better understanding of where you are, and that's why I call myself an audio alchemist. Not like the brand of audio equipment, audio alchemist or audio alchemy, I guess, something of that sort. I love working with people individually to see where they're at, so I can help them get into a place where they're feeling more connected to themselves and feeling more connected to the space where they want to be at this moment. And that can change at any time. So yeah, I can help for sure.
Okay, so what inspired you to become an audio alchemist?
Well, number one, I created that title for myself just because there's a lot of people that call themselves sound healers and um, therapists and hypnotherapists and what have you. And my own journey. I mean, the thing is, for me being a creative and for me being wired the way that I am, it just seems like the whole conventional, like run of the mill, like therapist or go to a therapist or go to a hypnotherapist. Wherever I went for the most part, it just didn't seem like they were really willing to meet me. Or it just seemed like I'm somehow exceeded where they were at until a mentor of mine was saying, you know what? I thought there was something seriously wrong with me. And it came to the point where, one of my mentors said, there's nothing wrong with you. Like, this is just where you are. And this is where ultimately where people can meet you. I figured, wait a second, I really resonated. I really took on to what she was sharing with me, and another process another mentor was able to turn me onto. And there's a whole bunch of different influences. Kind of like I didn't necessarily be at the point where like where the Romans were, just stealing different things and just relabeling it different things. But I felt really inspired based on my own journey. And I figured, where can I really meet people and meet them where they're at? Because that's really important for me. I don't want to just put someone to a box and be like, well, here you go. It's just more of a matter of really seeing like how, because everybody's different. We have similar, attributes, where can I ultimately meet you, anybody, wherever they're at? Because that's my biggest goal. You may not be in the same place tomorrow, let alone yesterday.
That's amazing. So how long have you been how long have you been doing this?
To be honest with you, when it comes down to it, Brooke, like I started doing more of this path around 2011, 2012.
Oh,
It really started going more into the personalized audio since 2013. I was like, wait a second here. People are listening to affirmations and other types of, healing type of audio, affirmations, meditations, and things like that. But why wouldn't people want their own? So I started really playing around with it in 2013. And ever since then, I just continued to refine my process and work with people all over the world that way.
nice. That's amazing. So have you ever thought about like creating your own app and having your sound waves like on the app so that
Oh
people
yeah.
can download it and like use what best fits them.
Yeah, I mean, there's of course there's places like Insight Timer, and there's different like online type apps where ones can download and listen to certain audios. I guess my thing is, I mean, I could simply create a whole list of audio and say, hey, well, here's 10 sounds and listen to this. But there's no guarantee that one may directly find that healing, although it's important for one to choose what really works for them. That's one of the reasons why I do a customized approach when I work with people one on one. Although I'm refining my business model, so I'm working with ways where I can just trust more where my intuition goes when it comes to saying, you know what, I'm sensing this might be a good approach. And yeah, I mean, there's pretty soon there's going to be like a listening lounge on my website, and there's going to be a whole different types of pieces of music to listen to. However, finding an app, if I want to have it directly coded and all that, of course, that takes time and such. But to answer your question without getting too off topic, yeah, I mean, I've considered doing that. I just figured, I think once one gets a better idea about how I work and how I do things, then they'll probably understand why I don't necessarily have a whole customized pieces of music and go, here you go. I mean, there's a reason why I have music on Insight Timer. I have it now on for this one project alone, let alone my music project. I have a series that's pretty much on Spotify or Apple Music or other areas like that, you know. Then I have my music project, which I can do pretty much whatever I want, and you know that's more of people listening if they want to listen to music that way too. But what I'm doing with live rhythms is very, very specific to helping with healing and growing and working in that way.
Oh, okay, that's cool. So I did want to ask you, this is the questions outside of my questions again.
Sure.
So, so how do you know each individual person? Like, how do you know what sounds to help them? Like, do you do a screening for them or do you ask them questions? Like, how does it work?
Totally, totally. Well, I don't come from the school of, you know what, well, this sound's going to help them immediately. But when I do a session with somebody, I usually like to get a better idea about where they're at right now. So the biggest thing is really getting a general understanding with where they are. They could be feeling anxious, they could be feeling scared. A lot of these certain feelings are rooted toward a certain area in their life, or it's rooted toward like certain areas which I like to go to the source. You know, it's like there's different symptoms of a cold, for instance, versus
Yeah.
treating the cold directly. And that's why I'm thinking, you know, what I normally do too is it really depends on if I can get them into a place where they're hearing their own voice and they're really appreciating, oh, yeah, yeah, that's right. It's a whole other area, right? So once I get them to a place where they're feeling more calm and relaxed, or if they want to feel more inspired, that's where I want to get more into. So I'm feeling more inspired, I'm feeling more relaxed. There's ways where I'm working with different pieces of it. A lot of it's based on intuition. A lot of it is based on where they are in that moment. And it's not like I'm creating this like hardcore, like electronic music, like, you know, let's get you pumped type of a deal, you know? But at the end of the day, I just love getting a better idea with where they are, because if they're using this piece of music to really help them return back into a place where they're feeling more calm,
Mhm.
and more, it's like a souvenir. You know what I mean? It's like if you're going to like an amusement park and you're looking at something, oh yeah, that was the time I went to Disneyland or I went to Disney World back in 2014 or something. Like, wow, my biggest intention is to help them get back to a place where they're feeling more calm and to feel more collected. So there's a pretty big chance I'm going to be using pieces of music to help them feel more energized, more relaxed, how to help them re-anchor and to re-access that part of their brain. So it's more of a co-creation, more of with where they are and where I am too. Everything that I do is a co-creation.
Oh, that's awesome. Because I always wonder, like, how would that work though? So that's
Yeah.
cool. So
I
do
mean, they don't know until the end of their session with what they're going to be getting. I don't even know usually what they're going to be getting. And they may not even know what to expect. They might be coming going, you know what? I want to materialize $1 million and I care about living in this property and getting out of debt and having a partner. You know, because usually when people hear affirmations or there's certain things, what they're really saying is, I just want to feel good. I care about feeling good, being in the place where I'm materializing what's most important to me. And at the same time, they just want the end result. So they'll listen to something going, okay, cool. That's going to help me manifest what I want.
yeah.
Well, maybe not, because there's certain things that are preventing them from what's going on. And so it's like, great, let me connect with you. And we get to go as far as one wants to go, and it may be a process, you know. But what can I really do and get a better understanding of where you're at, so you're feeling calm, going, oh yeah, I haven't felt this calm in a while. Wow, this is a tool to help me really get the results that I want. And I can also work with Robert in this way, and I have something away from the work that I do to help me get into a better place. And I've been there before. I don't have to get to a destination. I've been there before. And this is really helping me amplify it so I don't have to think twice about it on a daily life or on the regular. Then I can be feeling this way on a regular basis. And wow, that thinking is gone. Wow, I get to see these certain results really pop off and see things really work for me. I mean, I've seen people want children, want to be in relationships, want to amplify their businesses, you know, and because they're choosing to go at that spot, they're moving all that static, that mental emotional static, and it's moved out of the way.
Oh, that's nice. So how long do your sessions usually last?
Well, to be honest with you, I do have check-in sessions to see where people are, but in order to make the recording and to really meet them, normal would be like a 90-minute session, but there may be certain things that might be lingering to go even deeper. So they can last anywhere between 30 to 90 minutes technically.
Oh, okay. That sounds nice. I need to get a hold of you after this to make sure.
Oh, you're in good hands. I will take really good care of you. It's my pleasure.
So, how has the pandemic affected your career? Like, affected what you've been doing?
You know, it's been interesting. I mean, some things have been quieter. Some things have also picked up. And at the same time, I feel very grateful for assistance to also work with marketing and finding different ways to get stuff out. But I mean, I've been able to connect with people. I've been able to work with different types of people all over the world as well. So in many ways that hasn't changed. If anything, I mean, there's been more of a curiosity, and the more that I've been able to get out there, I love meeting people organically, and at the same time, just like how I met Aaliyah, mutual connection. You know, I've been able to meet people all over the world. You know, for instance, I was on one end for my business. One of my other businesses, I was able to work with creative content and work on some different collaborations and work with some different partnerships with some brands. And I mean, it's been a really powerful process. So it's not like things completely just halted. At the same time, certain things have to rebirth, and there's usually a creation, and there's usually I don't want to say a dissolution, but certain things have to be quiet in order for things to open up. Like a window or door has to be closed, and another one can be opened up in its place, you know? So there's always this living and breathing element of where we go in life. And that's why, I mean, the pandemic has really opened up quite a bit, even with the reopening of things too. So it's been a really powerful and growing experience in many ways for myself, and I'm sure with yourself as well, right?
Yeah, definitely. Like I walked into Walmart yesterday and I was like, I forgot my mask, and everybody's like walking around with no mask. So I was like, oh,
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah, it's like, wow, oh my gosh. Like I felt the same way today when getting a cup of coffee or going inside a grocery store. I'm like, okay, well, whether people are vaccinated or not, I just want to be respectful, you know?
Yes. Yes. I want to thank you so much, Robert, for coming on my show today and speaking with me.
My pleasure. Any way I can help or any way I can offer a gift to anybody that's listened to this as well, it's my pleasure. And any way I can help, truly.
I'll link your website below. So
thank you. That's so sweet of you. Anyway, I can give a gift to anybody listening. I mean, I'm even more than happy to give some healing music away or something. If they want to chat, just maybe mention the name or how you found out about where we were connecting. And I'm more than happy to take care of anybody that listens to the show.
Oh, thanks. You have a great day.
Thanks. You too. Appreciate you.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey, everyone. I want to thank you all so much for listening to my podcast and for supporting my podcast. Today's guest was Robert Alexander, and he is an audio alchemist. I did not know what that was until today, but I'm definitely intrigued. So if you would like to know more about what he does, what Robert does, then you can go to his link. It is linking below. It's tinkering below. I hope y'all have a great day, and thank you all so much for your support. I greatly appreciate it.